Imagine our Earth wrapped in a comfortable, invisible blanket. This blanket is our atmosphere, a delicate mix of gases that traps just the right amount of the sun's warmth to make life possible. For millennia, this balance has been perfect, creating the world we know and cherish. However, over the last 2 centuries, something has changed. Human activities, burning fossil fuels like coal, oil, for our cars, factories, homes, have released enormous amounts of extra gases, particularly carbon dioxide. These gases are making our planet's blanket thicker, trapping more heat than it should. This slow, steady warming is what we call climate change. This is not a complicated theory, but a simple reality. Think of a greenhouse used to grow plants in the cold. The glass lets the sunlight in but stops the heat from escaping. Our atmosphere does something similar, and the extra carbon dioxide acts like more panes of glass, intensifying this natural greenhouse effect. One of the most direct ways we experience climate change is through our weather. The stable, predictable patterns our ancestors relied upon are becoming a thing of the past. The extra heat trapped in the atmosphere acts like fuel, supercharging weather systems and making them more extreme and erratic. Dry regions are becoming drier, leading to longer, more severe droughts. In the Horn of Africa, consecutive failed rainy seasons produced a devastating drought. Millions of people and their livestock were left without water or food. Once fertile grazing lands turned into barren dust bowls. At the same time, a warmer atmosphere can hold more moisture, so when it rains, it can come down in torrential deluges, driving unprecedented flooding. In 2022, Pakistan suffered catastrophic monsoon rains intensified by warming, submerging a third of the country. Entire villages were washed away. Farms were destroyed. Millions were displaced. These aren't isolated events. They reflect a global pattern, where rain and drought are being rewritten, swinging between extremes. The world's oceans have absorbed over 90% of the extra heat trapped by greenhouse gases, and that warming has profound effects. The intricate tapestry of life on Earth is woven with threads of connection, each species adapted to its environment over millions of years. Climate change is pulling at these threads, unraveling the delicate balance. Animals are facing a world changing faster than they can evolve. The polar bear, an icon of the Arctic, is a poignant example. A polar bear standing on a small, isolated piece of sea ice, looking out at the open water. It relies on sea ice as a platform to hunt seals, its primary food source. But as the Arctic warms, the ice forms later in autumn and melts earlier in spring. Shrinking hunting grounds mean less time to feed, leading to starvation and declining populations. In our warmer world, life's timing is in disarray. Flowers bloom, pollinators emerge, birds lay their eggs, insects are most abundant, and these events are falling out of step. Some migratory birds reach their breeding grounds to find key food already gone. This mismatch means less food for chicks and lower survival rates. Forests face tinder-dry conditions and catastrophic wildfires, releasing vast carbon and fueling a vicious cycle. The story of climate change is not just about ice and animals. It is fundamentally a human story. The impacts are not distributed equally. Communities that contributed the least are suffering the most. In Bangladesh, a low-lying and densely populated nation, rising seas and more intense cyclones are a constant threat. Saltwater seeps into farmland, poisoning the soil and halting rice production. Farmers who worked the land for generations are forced to abandon their homes, moving to overcrowded cities, climate refugees in their own country. Climate change also threatens our health. Heat waves grow more frequent and intense, endangering the elderly and the vulnerable. Disease-carrying insects expand their range, dengue, malaria, appearing in new places and straining healthcare systems. Our ability to feed a growing population is at risk. From drought-withered corn in Kansas to coffee harvests lost to fungus in Colombia, farming grows more uncertain. The transformation of our world can feel overwhelming, a problem so vast it seems beyond our control. However, the future is not yet written. The same human ingenuity that created this problem holds the key to its solution. This is a moment of great responsibility and profound opportunity. Our path begins with a shift away from fossil fuels. We must embrace the sun, the wind, and the water to power our lives. The transition to renewable energy is underway, with solar and wind becoming more efficient and affordable every year. Governments and industries must invest in clean technologies and make sustainable choices the easy choices. Nature is our greatest ally. Forests, wetlands, and oceans are mighty carbon sinks.